Welcome back, welcome back.
Kit Kat, Reese's.
You deserve both.
Just finishing up my lunch real quick. We gonna get into this. Got my notes ready. Y'all tap the screen, share the live for me. Let somebody know. We about to go in on this Halloween. On Halloween and whether it's evil or good or, should we believe the hype? Should we be scared of Halloween? Should we participate? We about to find out, y'all. I'm gonna wait for the room to fill up. Let me get those lights up to 1K. Let's get those lights up. Tap the screen for me. Let's get it up to 1K for me before I start. I do not own the rights to the music that are in this video. Disclaimer. This information is for entertainment purposes only. I got some bucks on it, but it ain't enough on it. Go get the S-T-I-D-E-S. Nevertheless, I'm hella fresh, rolling joints like a cigarette. So fast they cross the table like ping pong. I'm gone, beating my chest like King Kong. And some wrap my lips around the pony. And when it comes to getting another stogie, fools all get tap the screen for me, share the live. Let's get up to 1K. Unless you pull out the fat crispy. $5 bill on the real before it's history. Cause fools be having them vacuum gloves. And if you let them in for free, you hella dumb. I come to school with a tailor on my earlobe. Avoid all the flick teasers, skeezers, and weirdos. Got me going off the land like where the bomb at. Give me too much, you take a puff and pass my bomb back. Suck up the drink like a Slurpee. The serious bomb will make a nigga go delirious like Eddie Murphy. I got more growing pains than Maggie. That's on me snatchy to take the dump out of the bag. Y'all tap the screen, let me know y'all in here. Or is it just a bunch of bots? If y'all can, share the live for me. Please and thank you. That's longer than your extension. Cause I'll be dead if you get high off me for free. Hell no, you better bring your own so don't babysit that. Better pass the joint. Stop eating cause you know you got asthma. Crack the moldy open, homie, and guzzle it. Cause I know the weed in my system is getting lonely. I gotta take a whiz test to my Neo. I know I feel cause I done smoked major weed, bro. And every time we with Chris, that fool holding up a fatty. But the Tango race straight past me. Let's get key. I got 5 on it. Messing with that in the weed. I got 5 on it. It's heavy stuff and not so bad. I got 5 on it. Let's go right on the side. Hey, make this right, man. Stop at the light, man. My yesterday thing got me hung off the night train. You may not think, so let's head to the east. Hit the stroll tonight, so we can roll big hot sheets. I wish I could fade the 8, but I'm no budget. Still rolling the 2, don't cut the same old bucket. Foggy windows, soggy endo. I'm in the land getting smoke with my kids. In smoke. Yeah, that's where you lay it down. No matter OAK the town. Homies don't lay around, we down to blaze a pound. Then ease up, speed up to the ESO. Drink the VSOP up with the lemon squeeze up. And everybody's grown up. Corona, that's quick to blow the blunt out of a bunch of sticky doja. Hold up, suck up my weed is all you need to get feet. Cause we're IBs, we need tap like a football. Let's get key. I got 5 on it. Messing with that is no weed. I got 5 on it. It's heavy stuff, getting not so bad. I got 5 on it. Let's go right for side. Hey, what's up, Mika? Bum. Hey, y'all, welcome in. Welcome in. Divine Rising, Grand Rising. All that good stuff. So, we're talking about Halloween today. Since, you know, 'tis the season and shit. So why not? You got a lot of negative, I guess, connotations and negative ideas and folklore and urban legends and shit, you know what I'm saying, or what have you, about Halloween. So we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? Let me burn a little Palo Santo. Get the energy right. You know what I'm saying? Lil Haru Jr. right here. In rare form. You know what I'm saying? As the bird man. Oh! Bird man. You know who I be, who I am. The God knew Haru. Burn a little sage, you know what I'm saying? Get some of that right there. Get some of that. Appreciate you for following me. I do follow back. I do, you know, reciprocate the energy. We all about that right here. You know what I'm saying? Peace, peace. Peace, goddess. I appreciate you for coming in. So we about to get on into it right now. You know? So it's a lot of shit. You know, they talk a lot of shit about Halloween is evil and
all that shit right there, you know, all these things, you know what I'm saying? So I come to set the record straight today. You know, I want to shed a little light on the situation. So, Halloween, first and foremost, what it is, okay? Halloween started out as, you know, it was rooted in our agricultural past, right? So it was like the end of the harvest, you know what I'm saying? End of harvest time, and bringing in the beginning of, you know, the winter solstice, you know what I'm saying? Because we all know that, you know, right around this time, you know what I'm saying, it starts to get cool, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no harvesting, you know, too much harvesting going on right now. You can't grow too much stuff in this type of weather. So that's where it originated from, back in ancient times. You know what I'm saying? It was the end of harvest time and the beginning of the new year, right? Yeah, excuse me. And it's traced back to Samhain, an ancient pagan Celtic festival for summer's end. Okay, and the ancient Celtics believed that the veil between the living and the dead was its thinnest. The veil, right? The veil was at its thinnest around this time, making it a good or ideal time to communicate with deceased family or loved ones, and, you know, do divination for seeing the future and that type of stuff. So, with that being said, like, it's not too different from what we do in hoodoo, or, you know, Mardi Gras, the Day of the Dead, and, you know, all that type of stuff. Later, the Roman Catholics designated November 1st as All Saints' Day, celebrated with bonfires, and people would dress as angels and saints and parade through the village. November 2nd brought All Souls' Day, a holy day set aside for honoring the dead and departed. Okay, so it's basically the same thing as we do in hoodoo. You know what I'm saying? We honor our deceased and our loved ones, right? Our family members that have transitioned to the other side. Because we believe that people don't die, they just change to a different form of energy. Energy can't be destroyed, right? It just evolves or changes into one form of energy, from one form of energy to another form of energy. So people want to know, like, why the witches? You know, what do witches have to do with Halloween? You know what I'm saying? The ghouls and the goblins. See, well, around this time, you know, in ancient times, you had what you call the wise ones. And most time it was women. We all know that women are more in tune with spirit than men, most times, right? In most situations. So, witches is just an Anglo-Saxon word for wick or wise one. So that's where that term witch comes from. It's not nothing bad. It's not, you know, some lady with a green face and long nose and warts on her face and all that shit. Look at most of the hoodoo women I know today, or what you want to call witches or whatever, are beautiful. So that's just a picture painted to throw us off. They want to give an excuse. That's the way to use that as an excuse for the reason why they did the burning witches and hanging witches back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because they were doing what they perceived as magic, which was nothing but using herbs and crystals and incantations and meditating and, using different herbs or whatever for their psychedelic effects to go into trance-like states. Okay, so here it says, and they practice divination on these days by curling up next to a fireplace, and they would go into a trance by chanting, meditating, or using hallucinogenic herbs. So people believed that they flew out of chimneys on broomsticks and terrorized the countryside, which was just lore, or some probably some story they told kids to scare them and keep them inside at night, something like that. Because the people of that time were very superstitious. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say superstitious. I'm gonna say they were spiritually inclined, because they knew that the veil was thin on this day, right? And they figured like, hey, spirits are roaming, whatever. So, they try to keep their kids inside and things like that. But let's go into the notes. Okay, so one of the other traditions that are practiced on Halloween is bobbing for apples, right? Now, bobbing for apples started in Rome. Around the 1st of November, the goddess of fruit and orchards was celebrated back in ancient Rome around this time. And they believed that the first to get an apple would be the first to marry, or so they believed, in the new year. So, and what they would do, they would have this apple in their mouth, and while somebody would spin them around in a circle, they would peel the apple with their mouth and throw the peel over their shoulder. And whatever shape that this peel was in, whatever letter it would resemble closely, they felt like that was the first initial of the person that they would marry. Okay? Then you got the jack-o'-lanterns, right? Which come from, I believe, ancient Ireland, where a guy would have a lantern, you know what I'm saying, going around. And they didn't know his name, you know what I'm saying? It was just random people. So they called him Jack of the Lantern, which is how you get jack-o'-lanterns, right? And jack-o'-lanterns were used to ward off evil spirits in ancient Ireland and welcome in deceased loved ones. What's the difference between that and hoodoo? We just do it on a daily basis. Like, we light candles for our loved ones, you know what I'm saying? We put it out food, glasses of water, their favorite drinks, their favorite candy, all these type of things. Things that remind us of them, their favorite necklace or ring or brooch, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So, why do we think it's evil? Why do we think that Halloween is evil? Because we've been programmed to believe that. You got movies like Halloween, right? Where it's a masked murderer running around with a big ass butcher knife stabbing folks to death. All these movies they have coming out on Halloween, you know what I'm saying, to scare you, to put you in this fearful state of mind. It's like capitalizing well, it is capitalizing off of our ignorance and using, the knowledge of this day to make money. So, why do we wear scary costumes on this day? During Samhain, people would disguise themselves with animal skins and masks made from sailcloth or linen. They would go outside, make a lot of noise, in hopes to ward off evil spirits or trick them into thinking they were one of them so the spirits would leave them alone. Yeah, just like they try to make everything evil. They try to make everything that has to do with spirituality. Like voodoo, they try to say that's evil. Hoodoo, they say that's evil. Witchcraft, they give it this negative connotation. So that's what they do. Everything black is evil, black cats, black birds, ravens, crows, you know what I'm saying? All that, they painted it as evil omens or what have you. So where does the trick-or-treating tradition coming from? Going door to door, collecting candy, all that type of stuff. As in hoodoo, during Samhain, an extra place was set aside for an offering to deceased loved ones. In addition to that, food was placed outside near the doorway to appease bothersome spirits. So they set aside a place. And what other practices do we set aside a place for deceased loved ones? Hoodoo, right? You set an altar aside, you know what I'm saying? You put candle lights on it, water, food, all this different stuff. It's the same practice. In other spiritual practices around the world, they do the same thing. You got the Hindu, the followers of Buddha or Krishna, right? If you go into these restaurants, you see a statue of Buddha in there with money on it and flowers and all type of stuff, right? You go into these Asian places of business, they have the same thing. The Indian people from India do this type of thing. It's all over the world where they set a place aside or they set up an altar for these deities or loved ones or whatever. Only in America, and I'm not just going to say black folks, but because we have become so Europeanized, right, that we have forgotten how to, we have forgotten our old ways, the ways of ancient times when we set up altars and we conversed with our ancestors and our gods, the Orisha, you know what I'm saying, and that type of thing. Now, we become so Christianized and, we so into these religions, these organized religions over here, that they taught us to believe that everything is evil. Thank you for the roses. Thank y'all for tuning in. we talking about Halloween and how we've been taught it's evil, right? When in fact it's really when the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest, where it's easier to communicate, to do divination. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. I was talking to a friend at work. We was talking about Halloween. He said he did something on Halloween. I forgot exactly what it was, but he said something scary happened, like with a ghost or, you know what I'm saying, some entity or whatever. Well, I could believe it. I could believe it because the veil is thin at this time of year. So things might occur supernaturally, things that you can't explain logically, you know what I'm saying? But they happen. You know what I'm saying? You get to playing with all these divination tools and things like that. You know how they do. You know how people do. You know what I'm saying? They bring out the Ouija board and, you know, they do all this stuff, light as a feather, and you know what I'm saying? And all this shit, right? Not knowing what they getting themselves into. Not knowing what entities or deities or people that they're awakening or calling on. You know what I'm saying? So when things happen, then they just say, oh, this day is evil. Right? Summoning shit, conjuring up some shit. You know what I'm saying? That they ain't had no business messing with in the first place. Because you not calling on someone specifically. Like in hoodoo, we call on our ancestors that have our best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? The most noble ancestors, known and unknown, seen and unseen, that are for our highest good. That's who we call on. We don't just be out here randomly summoning, conjuring random people or entities or whatever, forces, right? So we're very specific on who we fucking with. We're not just out here just freestyling with this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can get yourself into some trouble, because truth be told, there's some ancestors out there in your family lineage that don't want to see you make it. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't get along with. That were just some wicked, hateful, mean motherfuckers, right? So you don't want to be calling on them. You don't want to be summoning and conjuring something and you don't know what kind of shit you messing with. Right? So like, just be mindful, you know what I'm saying? Because all these traditions and practices that they doing on these days go back to ancient times. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily evil. But these are the reasons why these customs are relevant today. That's why they did them. You know what I'm saying? So they still practice these things not even knowing what they're doing. They thinking it's just for decoration or, you know, to be in, you know, the spirit of Halloween. Right, just dark. Well, see, I don't even really look at it as black magic or white magic, right? Because you're black, so you are black magic, right? The thing about it is you got left hand work and you got right hand work. Right hand work is used for the elevation of you and your people. Left hand work is when you want to fuck some shit up. That's the difference. I don't even, want to go into the white and black magic shit because ain't no such thing. In my eye, you know what I'm saying? So you can call the right hand work white magic, but I'd rather not use white as the term. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just say right hand and left hand. Because you need both darkness and light. Right. It's just polarities. You know what I'm saying? You have polarity. You have different sides of the same coin. You know what I'm saying? You got hot and cold. You know what I'm saying? You got light and darkness. You have all these different polarities, right? Masculine and feminine. So without darkness, there will be no light. Without light, there will be no darkness. See, you have to like I like to look at the lotus flower, right? How it grows in darkness. It's kind of like a caterpillar, you know what I'm saying? It wraps itself in a cocoon. While it's in that cocoon, it's in darkness. Diamonds form in darkness, you know what I'm saying? Deep within the earth. Gold, you know what I'm saying? All these types of crystals and gems, different stones, right? They form in the darkness. Appreciate you for tapping the screen. Right, so, even this reality or this matrix, which comes from the term ma, right? M-A, mama. The womb, you know what I'm saying? The womb of a black woman, which where the term matrix really comes from, means the womb of a woman, right? And we already know that we all come from a single black woman from way, 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 way back, right? Right. The cosmic mother. So without darkness, you wouldn't be able to see the beautiful stars in the sky at night. So it's important that we integrate our shadow into who we are, right? The primordial waters, right? The waters of Nu. Hence the name Nu Haru. Yeah, the primordial waters, all this good stuff, right? The black, the dark matter, all this type of stuff. Black is beautiful. Carbon, you know what I'm saying? All these things. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a live on that next. I got 2 books right here: the Egyptian Book of Living and Dying, and the Definitive Guide to Egyptian Mythology. The Definitive Guide to Egyptian Mythology. I already did one on this one. I'm gonna do one on the other one next. So, I just wanted to explain to y'all, don't fall for the bull, for the okie doke. See, a lot of people know about this day and its true. They know what to do, rituals and stuff and things like that to bring certain entities in on this day. So what we need to be doing is not just going out and partying and drinking and doing all that other shit. We need to be doing our rituals and shit too. Invoking and conjuring our ancestors, our orishas, you know what I'm saying, conversing with them, things like that. We don't need to be out here getting drunk, getting that spirit in us, because that spirit ain't gonna do you no good. Unless you're doing it with intention, with your intent set on something. You know what I'm saying? Like manifestation or getting your ancestors, you know, doing libations for your ancestors and things like that. Like I know my ancestors on my mother's side, my grandmother's mother and her mother come from Louisiana. We came to Texas through Louisiana, right? So they like to drink that old Jack Daniels back then. That was their drink. That was the drink. That's the drink that we use in hoodoo, in Southern hoodoo, for our ancestors. I know other places, you know, voodoo, they might use rum, Jamaican rum or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But everybody got their own thing, you know what I'm saying? I know I don't put Hennessy on the altar before I really knew about the Jack Daniels thing, and it seemed like it was getting sipped away every day. It was going down and down. I'm like, whoa, ancestors must like that hen. That hen dog. But hey, what's the saying? Anything is possible. I'm from the country. Look at you from Arizona? Slutgart? How you say that? Slutgart? That's how you say it? That's a funny ass name. Slutgart. Never heard of it, but Arizona in the building. Not with a T, not an L. Oh, Stuttgart. Oh, my bad. Stuttgart, okay. I thought that was an L right there. My bad. But yeah, I mean, so, okay. So, everybody in here, where y'all watching from? Put your state in the chat, your city. This is just a little blue lotus flower, y'all. I'm trying to stop smoking tobacco as much. Virginia, Arkansas, already. That's the business. So, what is Virginia is considered what? The Midwest or what? I know Arkansas is the South. Not too sure about Arizona. Is that the Midwest or is that the West Coast? Oh, y'all East Coast? That makes sense. That makes sense. Even though y'all sound Southern as a motherfucker. What you talking about, Arkansas? That ain't too far from Texas. But yeah, so any of y'all have any questions about, you know, the discussion or the title? You say you in them trenches out there? Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about moving to the West Coast next year or the year after. I don't want to be this hot no more. I want to go out and enjoy the sun, not get burnt to death. You know what I'm saying? I'm over this shit. Texas is hot as a motherfucker. It's probably hot. We get into triple digits here too, like Arizona. You know what I'm saying? We get into triple digits. It's a different type of heat though. It's that humidity. We got a lot of humidity in Texas. You know, being surrounded and shit by all this water. So it get hot and you could be in the shade and sweating like you running a fucking triathlon just from going outside. Ain't no cooling off under a shade tree, none of that shit. You just gonna be hot. Don't wear no black. You gonna burn up. It's real talk. Yeah, I'm definitely trying to make my way to the west. They say the west side is the best side. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to be where marijuana is legal and try to get me a piece of that action out there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my dream is to open up a metaphysical store, right? I want to have herbs, you know what I'm saying, like blue lotus flowers, sage, murdoch, you know, all them type of herbs and roots and stuff, right? I want to have all those types of herbs and mushrooms, you know what I'm saying, like cordyceps, lion's mane, reishi mushroom, you know, that type of stuff. And I want to have herbs that you can smoke, you know what I'm saying, the Mary Jane as well. So it's going to be like a shop where you can get everything, you know what I'm saying? Just seen that post talking about people being big in Texas because it's... Oh yeah, I don't know about all that. I mean, it could be some truth to that. It could be some truth to that. I seen a post. It showed this chick talking about a year after moving to Texas and she was big. Is that the post you talking about? That was funny. That was funny. But it could be some truth to that because people, I mean, I'm going to say most of the women, they don't go outside in the daytime, in the summer. They wait till that sun go down, and even then it's still 90-something degrees after the sun go down. It could be 98 degrees with the sun down in Texas. Now that's hot. It don't drop like it do in the desert. You know what I'm saying? You know how in the desert at night it get cool? And this motherfucker is hot all day. At night it's hot. You got to keep the AC on all the time. People have died. People have died from this heat due to heat strokes, not being hydrated, you know what I'm saying, out in that heat. Your ass will pass out. Hold on, y'all. Hey, y'all, I will be back on in about 10 minutes. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Thanks for the gifts, all that.